Hello and welcome! Today we are playing with weapons historically used in the Second World War, or also known as the Great Patriotic War. We will try out 10 weapons of that era. Let's go right in there. The MG42. The MG42, short for Maschinengewehr or Machine Gun of the year 1942, created a unique sound which earned it the nickname Hitler's buzzsaw. The MG42 is the latest of currently 3 weapons in the World War II weapons pack by Shiny, also known as Shiny Nurse Mark 14E or Shiny Spiteful Mark 14E. We are testing the weapons entirely on Omaha Beach, a map also designed by Shiny that forms the setting for the D-Day landing in a Ravenfield unit's context. It is huge and has large distances, which also often means problematic perma-sniping AI. However, it is also very atmospheric. It also features custom character designs, Allied versus Nazi Germany. The map was released back in mid-August. Let's get to the next gun, the 1911. The M1911 was a standard issue US military pistol for over 70 years and was so during both world wars up until beyond the Vietnam War. It is the only secondary weapon across all weapon packs, to be specifically a World War II era pistol. The weapons we look at today come from 5 gun mods, all by different people. This one is quite powerful and has a nice sound. A powerful gun, I have to say. 2 shots and they're down. Doesn't matter where it hits. Nice. Very nice. And yeah, it has a reload sound which is just fantastic. Next up, the StG44. The Sturmgewehr 44, Assault Rifle 44, is a German selective fire rifle developed by the German forces during the war with focus on combat ranges below 400 meters. It was a pioneer of the assault rifle category, followed later by the AK-47 and the M16 and many more. The StG44 has a 30-round box mag of 7.92 by 33mm cartridges. The development history of the rifle seems interesting. When the weapon project was called MKB42H, it was halted by Hitler, who instead demanded submachine guns and disagreed with the ammunition plan for this rifle. The project was actually renamed to MP43 to hide continuing development. Fascinating to read about these kind of politics mid-war. Later the deception was discovered and halted, and then continued later for evaluation purposes only though. This just reads like a soap opera and makes me wonder what the actual letters look like and whether there were convictions of its ineffectiveness or effectiveness that convinced one side to halt and the other to deceive, or if it was simply a matter of ego, as in, these cartridges are not long enough, they need to be longer because we have the best, biggest, largest military, we can't be using no tiny cartridges. And perhaps family ties were the true background of why orders to stop the program were circumvented? So, money. Anyways, we're gonna go back to this topic when looking at the Kar98. Eagle Pancake and Vel created the Kar98 for Ravenfield just recently, Kar. The full name of the rifle is Karabiner 98 Kurz, Carabine 98 Short, and was the standard service rifle of the German Wehrmacht. Even though its rate of fire became a stronger and stronger disadvantage as the war progressed and as the opposing forces' rifles were replaced by automatic ones. It was planned to replace the Kar with the StG44, which we saw in the World War II pack by Shiny just seconds ago, but production wasn't sufficient to execute that plan. And that was actually one of the reasons of Hitler's opposition to the StG44. It wouldn't be able to replace the masses of Kar98s, and the ammunition is different, complicating supply logistics. By the end of the war, 4 million had been planned, 1.5 million had been ordered so far, and slightly above 400,000 had been built of the StG44. As you can see, the car is not textured yet, but looking back at Eagle's previous projects, good materials and extensive animations are soon to arrive. Let's go to the next gun, the Lee-Enfield. This rifle has a lot of history, and I know very little about it, but man, the Wikipedia article is thick. I used this rifle without much thought in other videos and got questions about it when I didn't even know which weapon pack it came from. Now I can tell you with certainty it's from the generically named Raven weapon pack by Salary Crab 653. The Lee-Enfield is a rifle design that was the standard issue rifle of the British Army for over 60 years in various variants, over 17 million built across. It appears to be a one-shot kill, which is a lot of fun to have in Ravenfield, as this does not exist in official weapons. Powerful and beautiful. Perhaps it will be updated now that we have more advanced animations available. Next up is the Thompson. From the same author, from the same weapon pack, the Thompson was famously used by United States troops during World War II, by scouts, patrol leaders and during raids. British and Canadian commando units used it as well. It played a special role because of high fire rate and stopping power, making it effective in CQC. The Soviet Union actually also received the Thompson, but rarely used it due to lack of suitable ammunition. There are two variants of this gun in the pack with different magazines only. The Thompson submachine gun has a lot of names. Let me just give you the list. Tommy gun, Annihilator, Chicago typewriter, Chicago piano, Chicago style, Chicago organ grinder, trench broom, trench sweeper, the chopper, or simply the Thompson. It's the gun that famously gets hidden in violin cases. Yeah, I prefer the drum mag. Stop! Whoa, not a grenade. Oh boy, definitely drum mag. Let's check out the next gun, the DP28. I already showed you the DP28 briefly in my first 10 custom weapons video. It was made by Jingxing Yang and is gorgeous and sounds great. The DP28 is short for Degtyarevo Pikhotny, and it is a Soviet Union light machine gun. Hilariously, the gun received the nickname Проигрыватель, LP or record player, because of a disc-shaped pan mag, the cover of which revolves when fired. The Finnish army captured many DP28s, and their soldiers nicknamed it Emma, after a waltz. This is one funny backstory for a gun. One huge benefit of the gun was supposed to be its resistance to dirt and sand. An issue, the instability of the bipod. Also, it was slow to reload and the magazine size was relatively limited. The sound of this gun is quite powerful, as is the gun. Man, the bullets make them fly. And it just looks like a UFO. Fantastic design. Maybe the reload animation is way too much in your face, but it is pretty. Come on now. Come on. There we go. Oh man, I can't see anything. And that sure is some spread. The punch that it has makes up for it though. Finally, of the guns from mod packs, which by the way you can all download for free if you have Ravenfield legally on Steam. The links are in the description of this video. The final gun is the PPSh41. Squishy Biscuit brought the PPSh41 to Ravenfield. In Russian it's often shortened to PPSh or Papasha, which means daddy. This is some pretty funny background info, but I think the DP28 is still funnier. The sights seem to be quite off, or maybe I don't know how to use it properly. The PPSh41, short for Pistolet-Pulemyot Shapagina, is a cheap Soviet submachine gun and was used extensively during World War II as well as the Korean War. Its design was made for mass production, and a lot of pressure put on overseers resulted in over 1 million units being produced in 1942. Many Papashas were captured by the German army and actually used with their own ammunition or modified to use 9mm rounds. I make updates about community content for Ravenfield all the time, so make sure to subscribe. And this is it for the World War II guns when it comes to mods. But official Ravenfield guns also include weapons based on World War II era ones. The M3 submachine gun, the Greaser, of which I made an entire video, and of course the M1 Grand or Garand, which I presented to you in the video just days ago. So go watch that if you haven't yet. The sterling, or quicksilver in-game, was actually tested by the British during the last years of World War II, but it was not introduced until after as a replacement for the Sten, submachine gun used in Johann Hassel's Root Arena. The Omaha Beach map suffered from a problem not unknown to many of us, disk failure. The backup was in place, but it was from a while back. The future of the map is unknown for now. I speculate that it is on hold until additional AI controls are in place, as some of the AI's behavior is downright annoying due to the layout and dimensions of the level. However, once the Allied forces take the beach, I find it quite entertaining, trying to capture flag after flag. Just gotta make the respawn timer high enough. I recommend 20, and much less troops than the recommended 100 or 200. I want to thank you for exploring these weapons that were used in the Second World War with me, and I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, ciao! So you probably noticed it as well, sometimes the AI just launches into, well, not into space, but quadruple jump, and I don't know what's up. I think it might be a bug, maybe I've messed up with the code the wrong way. Anyways, it's hilarious. Let me know if it happens to you too, though.